Estelle, is anything on your radar?
Nope, all the lights are out, it looks like. It seems like we completely lost him.
Good.
I gotta say I was surprised by the bandits. They're kind of okay. I never thought they'd show up out of the blue to save us like that. Maybe I've been a bit too hard on them.
It's true. I just saw us as two parties bound to a contract. But I suppose relationships between people aren't that simple.
What's this all of a sudden? Put two people together and maybe they'll fight. Maybe they'll be friends. All kinds of stuff can happen. That's just how people act, you know?
Yes. How people act was never very clear in the world I lived.
Oh.
Kill or be killed. Take or be taken from. Until I met you, my life was an endless cycle of such simplicity.
But, even you had some good times with Lo and your sister, right?
Lo told you about that, didn't he? It's true I have those memories, but they feel like someone else's.
What?
After my heart was shattered, my memories of Hamill were no longer my own. I think it's because I gave up being human and chose to become a puppet. I do clearly remember my sister's death. She and I were attacked by a man lying in wait for stragglers. The man swatted me away and forced my sister to the ground.
Oh.
At the time, I was too young to know what he probably meant to do. All I knew was that he was hurting my sister, and I had a bad feeling, so I grabbed onto the man's back. I ended up getting crushed and thrown off immediately. Somehow, though, I managed to get my hands on the man's gun. Thinking about it, I wonder, did I have a talent for killing people, even then? I'd never even been taught how, but I still removed the safety and pulled the trigger with no hesitation. The man fell over, spewing blood from his mouth, looking confused. At that moment, I finally realized I'd shot a man. He wasn't quite dead yet, though. He jumped up, combat knife out, screaming and gurgling incoherently with murder in his eyes. I curled up and closed my eyes, like I was being attacked by a wild animal. But there was no impact. I was embraced by something soft. When I opened my eyes, there was my sister, gently smiling at me. The man had collapsed at some point, and Lo was standing there, dumbstruck with horror. My sister, cradled by Lo, gave me her harmonica. And then, she closed her eyes. I remember every detail, you see. But even talking about it like this doesn't make me feel sad. It's just a slight tugging at the heart, like reading a stranger's diary. And the same is true of my time with you.
No.
I do think I was changed a little by touching your warmth. I learned happiness and joy with you, and finally came to think of you as someone dear. But somewhere it all felt as if it was distant. I suspect that's what my real self was feeling. The empty void of the broken puppet that is Joshua Astray. This is goodbye, Estelle. Please, do not chase after me anymore. I was a little happy to see you one last time, but even so, we should not be together. Being with someone like me will never be good for you. And to be frank, you will only be a burden to me. So...
You're a terrible liar, you know that?
What?
Joshua, listen. I've seen and heard a lot since you left. And now I think I understand. I understand the reason you left. The real reason, the one you haven't even admitted to yourself. You can't bear to be with me because your heart's broken? You feel like being with me is someone else's story that you can never ever have? And come on, I'll be a bad influence on you? Or you'll hold me back? What? That's all a bunch of lies. Every single one. Especially that last one.
They aren't lies.
No, Joshua. Really, listen. I understand now. You're really, really scared.
What?
You think it's your fault that your sister died. And you never ever forgive yourself if something happened to me. That's why you ran away from me that night. Everything else was just pinned on afterwards.
That's ridiculous. Weissman's conditioning left me incapable of feeling fear. He took away my ability to feel it so that I wouldn't hesitate during an operation. You're a little off target, I'm afraid.
No, darn it. I'm not talking about something that superficial. Joshua, you said you can't help but feel like your sister's death happened to someone else, right? Do you know why that is?
Of course. It's because I'm a broken wreck of a human being.
Nuh-uh. No. Wrongo. We aren't letting self-pity get in the way here. Joshua, you just don't want to remember how awful it was when your sister died. How you blame yourself for it. Unconsciously, you've been trying to think of it as someone else's problem to get away from it. A lot of people do that. And on that ship, don't tell me you weren't afraid there. I mean, it was a lot of work just to sneak on board, right? But you didn't even hesitate to help me escape. It's almost as if you were trying to get me away from danger as fast as you possibly could. Danger you were afraid of. You aren't a broken wreck, Joshua. You're just scared, mostly because you care for people so much it breaks your heart, and you're lying to yourself about it. That's how I see it, and I know I'm right.
But that can't... Why? Can you...
Have you forgotten, Buster? I'm Liberal's #1 Joshua watcher. Now that I know all about your past too, I'm the biggest authority on Joshua Astray in the world. I know more than Weitzman or Lowe, even. Joshua scared and Joshua brave. Joshua lying and Joshua honest. My beloved Joshua. I finally found you, Joshua. I finally reached you.
Stop.
But I need to say this. I don't want to just be one more person you feel like you have to protect. As long as I'm a bracer, I can't stay away from danger. That's not gonna change even if you leave again, Joshua. It's what I have to do to be who I am. And so, Joshua, let's make a promise.
A promise?
Let's go forward together from now on and protect each other, equally. I'm strong enough to be able to cover your back now, Joshua. And if you're at my side, there's nothing I can't beat. No matter what kind of crazy nonsense the society throws at me, I won't die. So you don't need to be afraid for me anymore, I promise.
Estelle. Why? How? I haven't been able to cry since since Karen died. I can never even shed tears as an act, but now...
It's okay. No one's looking. Cry as long as you want. And I'll just hold you like this. That was, a little embarrassing.
No kidding.
Oh, right. Here, let me return this.
Oh,
Seriously, Joshua, this is your only memento of Karen, right? You shouldn't just fob this over on others without thinking, buddy.
yes. It was a bit thoughtless of me, wasn't it?
I was kind of wondering, what kind of person was she?
What kind of person? She was friendly to everyone she met. Kind almost to a fault. And she had dignity born of humility. She and Lo, the Lo of back then, were perfect together. I was always a little jealous of them as a child.
Friendly, kind, and dignified? So she was kind of like Chloe then.
It's a good comparison, thinking about it. Karen didn't look like Chloe. She had my eyes and hair, but they were similar in spirit. Estelle?
Oh, nothing. Speaking of Chloe, you realize you worried her and everyone else sick too, and not just me, right? You have some serious groveling to do when we get back.
Estelle, I do...
If you say something like, oh, I don't have the right to go back, I'm gonna just drag you back by your hair, okay? Sure, you were a Weissman spy, but you didn't even know it, right? Even helping the bandits get their shit back was done to try to stop the society, right? If you tell Dad about the society's plans, that'll make you even. That's what they call a plea bargain, right?
That's not quite how a plea bargain works.
Besides, even if you want to stop the society, you can't get back on that ship, can you? In that case, your only option is to work with us, Buster.
And if you hadn't been abducted, I could have destroyed the Glorious as I originally planned.
Yeah, sorry. Or wait, hold on. How can you say destroy the Glorious so easily? I know it's the society we're talking about, but were you really going to kill them all?
It will take nothing less to stop Weissman and Lo. And even then, there's a decent chance they'd survive the destruction of the Glorious.
For the love of... No, actually, I think it's for the best I got caught. You were going to do something completely crazy, Joshua. You're all... Estelle's being all cute and naive again, aren't you?
No, not at all. It's just that you've matured a lot as a person while we've been apart. But ultimately, you're still Estelle. That makes me happier than I thought possible.
Oh, Come on, Estelle. Why the heck does Joshua's smile still make my heart race? It's 'cause it's been a while, isn't it? It still gets me right there.
Estelle?
But hey, you got along pretty well with that tomboy, right?
Tomboy? Oh, you mean Josette. Well, at first we had our differences. Even so, we came to understand each other pretty well by the end, I'd say.
Understand each? Did you kiss her?
What?
Question, answer, give.
Right. Of course I didn't. Our relationship wasn't like that.
Oh, good. Well, then... Request a do-over of that night?
A do-over? Oh.
The first kiss is really important to a girl, you know. And it was all your fault that mine got wasted. So you've got to take responsibility, mister.
Estelle. Estelle. I suppose I do.
The tomboy. What? Oh, heck, he got away too, huh? I was hoping you'd stay caught. Gee, maybe I should have thrown you at them as a distraction, but I don't think they like grimy tomboys.
Come on, Josette, don't start a fight.
You won't object to a brief truce, I hope, Miss Bracer.
Yeah, well, you guys did save us back there after all. So, thank you, really. We wouldn't have made it without you.
There's no need to thank us.
Psh, I don't remember saving you. So just keep your thanks to yourself, okay? Okay, one of you is getting dragged off to prison after all, it looks like.
That aside, Estelle, what are your plans now?
Huh?
We came to ask again if you wanted to come with us, but I'm thinking it looks like we don't even need to ask, huh? Yes, forgive me. I'm not really certain how things will go from here. Right now, though, I will be traveling with Estelle.
Joshua?
I see.
Whatever. At least there's still a chance. What? Joshua, remember, you get tired of Miss Airhead over there, just come on back to us. You'll always have a place on the Bobcat, okay? Walk over here and call me an airhead one more time, you greasy tomboy.
Thank you, Josette. Don, Kyle, I owe all of you so much.
That's our like.
Good luck and stay safe. Hopefully we'll meet again someday. Estelle,
What is it?
you do understand that the enemies we've made are overwhelmingly powerful. You were captured primarily as bait to lure me out, I suspect. That way the Glorious won't be destroyed in Weissman's absence.
Oh,
And to be honest, Lowe probably could have saved the ship after kicking our bodies into the sea. I'm fairly sure the reason he didn't was out of pity. Pity at how weak I was, I mean. All of the enforcers are the same. In terms of pure power, they are all masters. Far stronger than me. Even Ren. We've picked what will probably be the hardest fight of our lives.
yeah.
But I do promise. I promise I won't ever run from reality again. I will walk with you until the very end.
Joshua, I promise too, to the very end.